Scylla and Charybdis.
Thank you.
Yes.
Scylla, Scylla.
Yeah, there's 1,000 different ways to pronounce it. There are 1,000 different versions of the same story. But essentially, Scylla is the, personification of hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. And she was cursed by another god, Greek mythology. Everything's all messed up.
One of those
the
gods.
woman's always the bad guy. Or the beautiful one, and that's the extent of their character development.
Yeah.
So it actually started as a deep delve for me into a little more morbid, a little more what happens to our bodies when we die, and how we put them in a little box and we don't let anything touch them, and it's sacred, instead of allowing nature and other beings feed off of our decay. We selfishly box it. We don't let anything touch it. And that's kind of actually where my mind was when I first started that piece. It's now a little bit, for me in my brain, a little bit more of a narrative of.
So what did she do? What's the general?
Oh, what's the story?
Yeah, what's the general gist of the story? or what did you take away from it?
Yeah, so one version of this story is that she fell in love with a god, and that god was dating someone else.
As they do.
And that woman, who is, I think, Charybdis, I could be getting this wrong, but cursed Scylla to go from being this beautiful nymph to being a sea monster. And Charybdis and Scylla sit on alternate sides of the Strait of... Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what the name is. Anyway, it's this little strait down in, near Sicily in Italy. And they sink ships. And it was a narrative of essentially teaching sailors to be wary when going through the strait, because essentially there's tons of rocks. And so I thought that was all very interesting, especially I am also a licensed Coast Guard captain, 50-ton vessel, whatever. So I'm very into the nautical themes and the sailing and the, ocean and this, that, and the other. So it all kind of just...
Yeah. So you made a sculpture from this story.
Yeah.
And it's really incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And it has... So half of a woman's face and half of her face is, I guess, showing her skull.
Yeah.
And then also tentacles all around, and there's flowers involved.
Yes.
And it's very, very intricate.
She's decomposing, essentially, but in a beautiful way.